Welcome back to Mental Health and Wellness Monday with yours truly, JRock. As a lot of you know, I integrate nutritional psychology into my life, but also into my work and practice. And sometimes we think about nutrition and exercise, and we think about um, the extra time it's going to take to make changes and how it seems so foreign to us. And we think about the newest fad diet or the newest, like, okay, I'm keto today, or I'm vegan, or I'm vegetarian, or I'm gluten free, or I'm whole 30, or I just named off a bunch of different things. But I said all that to say that um, nutritional psychology is about using good whole nutrition to better empower and facilitate active change and long lasting change in your brain, which therefore will affect the regulation of your body and all of your systems, your digestive system, your neurological system, your cardiovascular system, your limbic system, all of your systems. So you want to bring the synergy together, and through the use of good nutrition to improve your psychological outcomes as well as your overall life outcomes. So you may think, okay, well, what are you going to tell me about? We're going to be talking about calcium and vitamin C and how I need to be like getting elderberry or whatever it may be, or more probiotics because my brain health is connected to my gut health. Well, all of that is true. But you can also start with just some simple, super, super simple things that you can do on a daily basis. Like, for example, por ejemplo, necesitas más agua. Something just as simple. Did you know that you should be drinking the body weight, about half the body weight of your human body in ounces on a daily basis? And there are actually water calculators online that you can go online and look up your body weight and see exactly how much water should I be taking in every day, because it's not a one size fits all. When we were growing up, a lot of us were told to drink 8 glasses of water, and while that is helpful and that is good, look up your actual body weight and then look up with the calculator and find out how much you should be drinking on a daily basis. So there's different water bottles I have that I use to kind of keep me motivated, and there's different times where I'll just take like a Sharpie. I learned this from one of my best friends, Brenda Lee, who is a nutrition guru and has mentored me with so much stuff, including my plant-based life. Like a decade ago, she was talking to me about all of that and helped get me started with that. But anyway, we would write things on it like self-love, self-care, like power up, or I would even put certain times of the day, like that I wanted to have a goal that I would have it finished by, like 8 a.m., let's go, 12 noon, almost there, and then fill this up several times a day. I do like to drink the reverse osmosis water. And yes, oftentimes I will use a metal water bottle. So don't come for me because I am also an ecological supporter. I'm a tree hugger and a hippie. That's why I live in Austin and I love it here. But yeah, the using the non-plastic bottles is a good idea, but at least this is recycled. Okay. So I change them up over time just to keep it interesting, because presentation matters when it comes to food and nutrition. The other thing I want to talk about is that your body is over 70% water. Your brain is over 70% water. The earth is over 70% water. So what do you think you need to replenish more of and to keep a good, proper cleansing going in your system is going to be más agua, like I said. Now, your colon health. Your colon health is really important. We're going to talk about poop today. So get ready for some real clinical terms. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, really though, you can hold over 50 pounds of fecal matter and fecal waste in your colon at any time. And a lot of people don't realize, they're like, well, I go every day or I go regularly, but you may not realize that your upper bowel, you can be releasing through your lower bowel, your lower GI tract, but your upper bowel system can be completely blocked. And if you have a blocked bowel system, that is going to affect your energy level. You might feel more sluggish. It's going to affect your skin and your hair. It's going to affect your nails. It's going to affect your mood, because if you're keeping an inordinate amount or an imbalanced amount of toxins in your body over time, it's going to affect your overall biochemistry and wellness. So you want to make sure, I don't know if you ever remember those little plastic dolls growing up that you saw people playing with, or maybe you played with it yourself, but it was like as soon as you put the the little bottle in, the baby would like use the restroom, you had to change the diaper or whatever. It should be like whatever's going in should be coming out. So if you're eating meals and that's not coming out within that same day, it's sitting in your colon. Also, your stool should probably and most ideally float and not sink. And it should not have a highly putrid odor, because if it does, and that lets you know it's been sitting in there very long, and you want it to have like an elongated shape, almost like a garden hose, because that is the shape of your colon. And if it has lots of breakages or it's like broken off pieces, that lets you know that there's probably not a good flow. So you can get a fiber supplement and add it to your water. You can get a fiber supplement and add it to your tea, just like stir it in. I feel like I should do like a Metamucil commercial right now. Contact me, Metamucil. I'm giving you a plug. Anyway, add it in and just throughout your day sip it. But you can also eat things like celery, cruciferous vegetables. Those are like really good ways to sweep the inside of your colon. And your colon health absolutely affects your overall health. You think about your skin. Your skin is just one giant big sponge, one big organ. So you want to keep things coming in and keep things going out. That's why perspiration is important. That's why tears are important. So for all of you people that have a hang up about tears and think that it's some sort of sign of weakness or a sign of lack of feminine power or masculine power, whatever you think, you better get to crying, because in those tears also held the release of tension and stress and molecules that is flushing out of your system. And that's why when people say, oh, I feel better, I had a good cry, we don't try and like block perspiration. We don't try and block when we need to do urination. So there's no reason that we should also be blocking that tear flow if you need to have a good cry. It is so important to allow yourself to grieve whatever it is that you're experiencing in that moment, because then it won't stack up and compound over time. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I really, really love the work of Mr. Vanderkolk, because he talks about how the body keeps the score. The body will trap stress at a cellular level, at a molecular level over time, which is why ailments and diseases and things like that often very much tie into the very issues that we have on an emotional level and on a mental level. It ties into what's happening with our physiological body. You've heard people sometimes say that that person died of a broken heart, or that person has back pain, they feel unsupported, or brittle bones, they have a hard time, they're defensive, they have a hard time accepting and receiving what's actually happening in their lives or in real time. There's a lot of denial there. So your body does take on the shape of your beliefs. Thank you very much, Janine Roth, another phenomenal author that talks about these things. So drinking a lot of water is going to be important throughout the day. Do room temperature if you can. It's better. It doesn't cause as much of a shock to your system. And then if you can just think about, your body is made up of living cells. And so your body needs living foods, fresh foods. If everything that you're eating is packaged, dyed, fried, and processed, then you're putting dead food in your body. I remember when my friend Brenda used to say that, and she's like, dead food. I'm like, dead food? Oh, that sounds awful. I don't want to just eat dead food all day. So eating a lot of fresh foods and living foods helps to refuel your living body, which is made up of living cells, so that you can, I don't know. To me, it's like I feel like a kid again. Sometimes people are like, oh, how do you eat? Or what do you eat? Or why do you eat this way? And, I don't eat for fads. And so I could care less. God bless you, whatever you're doing. You don't have to explain to me why you chose to like not eat vegan, or why you chose to go back to like keto, or that's between you and like the universe. That's your work. But I do think that it's important that all of us eat for how we feel, so that you can be eating so that you feel energized. Because when you eat a meal, ideally, you're going to, I just unplugged the wrong plug. It's my lighting, sorry. Anyway, I was going to say, it's like plugging in a cellular rejuvenation or cellular regeneration depending on what you eat. But if you're eating dead food, and I'm going to plug this back in a minute, if you're eating dead and cooked and fried and processed food all the time, you're going to feel more sluggish, and foods that have lots of gluten in them that cause more inflammation. So it is important that you eat for wellness and that you eat to feel well. And I'm not into labels. I mean, in our culture, it's like if you don't have a label, people don't even know how to function, right? If they can't label your ethnicity, or they can't label like your socioeconomic status, or they can't even label your food choices. People are like, oh, you're vegan, right? I'm like, no, I'm a human and I eat plant-based. I just eat living food. And what I do is I do 80% I do 80% raw, at least that's my intention, 80% raw and 20% cooked. So if you see me out somewhere and I'm like eating a bunch of cooked food, don't be like, oh my gosh, that's like not the right balance. That's my daily intention, okay? That's my daily intention. And then I decided to refrain from dairy for the very most part, which causes a lot of mucus buildup and allergies. Through immunotherapy and just changing my lifestyle over years, I have healed myself well from like allergies that I used to have. I used to have allergies to dogs. People that know me well. I don't know if you remember that Hitch movie with Will Smith where his eye like blew up because he had an allergic reaction. That was your girl JRock. I would get like hives and everything, and now I can cuddle with the cutest dog. I can go outside in the cedar and the pollen and for the most part not have a big reaction because my body has been cleansed for the most part, and I make cleansing a lifestyle, not just an event. So you can take one day a week and just get like some fresh lemons. You can start your morning with lemon tea, lemon ginger, or lemon garlic, depending on what you feel like having the taste for. But both are great immunity boosters, and they're both antimicrobial, antibacterial agents, which is great. At least one day a week, I'll try and do a day cleanse where I'm just, drinking liquids like fresh juice or shakes or things like that. And maybe on one of the next upcoming Mental Health Mondays, maybe I'll show you some of those shakes and show you my vegan ice cream that is like delicious. You wouldn't even know it's vegan. Most of the time when I cook for people, they're like, how did you put together this great taco salad? It's so good. And I'm like, you don't even know that you're eating all plant-based. So anyway, it can be fun. And I think that nutrition can taste good. And if you're eating, if you're not eating plant-based only, then make sure that the meats and things that you're eating, if you can, try and get organic or go to your local farmer's market. I remember in the city of Detroit, there's this place called Easter Market. Support your local farmers. Go to your local butcher. Try to eat well in the sense of what you put in your body. Sometimes we put more attention and focus on what we put in our cars than we put in our own bodies. So take care of yourself and love yourself well. You only get one Earth suit. I hope that you enjoyed this Mental Health and Wellness Monday. Go get your